What's good, everybody? It's your boy Todd Smith here once again, alongside my tag team partner Dale Clifford out there in Fernley, Nevada. Welcome to yet another episode of the No Gimmicks podcast, broadcasting on the 3 and Out Radio Network. Dale, what's good, my man?
What's up, Todd? Do you got a clock on the wall now?
Yeah, I sure do. My mom was in town, so whenever she comes, she has to do her own version of interior decorating. That's about the only time anything that looks nice in my place actually happens.
Okay, I was gonna say it's like something different looked on the wall because normally it's just the light on the wall.
So yeah, tell me what it's time for, Dale.
It is time that we predict Bound for Glory from Impact Wrestling. I guess maybe Impact Wrestling Global 4. I don't even know what the hell to call them now.
Who the hell knows what it's called this week? All I know is the show's called Bound for Glory. It's taking place in Canada, and it's going to have several wrestlers on it that aren't signed under a WWE contract. So welcome to our Bound for Glory predictions 2017 from what is now known as Impact Wrestling, at least for this week. So in our first match here, we have Team Impact taking on Team AAA for bragging rights. We have EC3, Eddie Edwards, James Storm taking on El Hijo del Fantasma, Pagano and Texano. Dale, who do you have in this one?
I think I got to go Team AAA's because then you can go to a dissension factor for Team Impact, and that leads them going in a direction. We already saw that Eddie was getting mad at them. Wanted EC3 and James Storm to get together. I just think that they're going to ultimately implode and go in a direction because we need them doing something more than just taking on Team AAA. This kind of just feels like I'm going to say we're kind of in a in-between phase a little bit here with Impact as we are with WWE. It's like all of a sudden we've got basically you can put AAA as SmackDown and Impact as Raw if you want to make the comparison there. So,
yeah, I'm going to go with you on this one, Dale. I actually agree that Team AAA is going to come out on top basically for the same reasons that you just said. But just to reiterate, what you basically have going on here with Impact as of late, you almost have a live look-in from all of the companies that are tied into Impact. So when you tune in to Impact, not only do you get matches from the Impact Zone in Orlando, you get matches from Border City Wrestling, from The Crash, from AAA, from Noah over in Japan. So it's actually kind of cool.
Global, because it was this global – I believe it was probably because they were going with this global aspect, which has now left the company. So we'll see after Bound for Glory what becomes of the company now.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Disarray going on with Team Impact there. And like I said, you have two champions from Team Impact. So I think those guys are going to both move on, do their own thing. Eddie Edwards is actually a champion with Noah. EC3 is a champion for Impact. And then James Storm, I'm not sure how much longer he's going to last with the company. It'll be interesting to see how long he hangs on for. So moving on to our next match, we have Rosemary taking on Taya Valkyrie in a red wedding match. Dale, can you tell me what the hell this match is going to be all about and who you have winning it?
Red wedding, it makes me think of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But if we go to the Game of Thrones red wedding, that means someone isn't leaving Bound for Glory. Yeah. So I don't know. It's an interesting concept there because it implies violence. Obviously, is like if you're thinking Game of Thrones with this thought, you're gonna think that this is gonna be a pretty violent encounter between Taya and Rosemary. I kind of want to say that Taya is going to go over. I just think that her momentum is pushing her in the direction of continuing to go forward, even though Rosemary's been there longer. I just think that this is the stepping stone match for Taya to kind of move her in the direction of the championship.
It's kind of funny because Taya Valkyrie and Johnny Impact are an item in real life, and I think they're kind of trying to elevate both of them at the same time here. So basically for the same reasons, without spending a whole lot of time on this one, I'm going to go with Taya Valkyrie as well. Moving on here to our next match, we have formerly known as Joseph Park, now known as Abyss, once again, taking on Grado in a Monsters Ball match. Dale, does Grado have a snowball's chance in hell of winning this match?
I don't know. This one is written all over that it's going to be Abyss, but it just feels like something else is going to happen in this match that may help Grado. Obviously, it's the return of Abyss, and maybe it is just Abyss just squashing, beating up Grado. But I don't know. I just feel like there's something else going to happen here. Grado's going to find somebody to help him.
That's the question. Who the hell is going to help him? Because things did not quite end well between himself and Laura Van Ness. You know, I'm not sure who he has in terms of allies really left there on the Impact roster. So, as you said, this is a business match. You know, Monsters Ball is something that he has just dominated in throughout the years, but it is just that kind of element of, you know, the unknown. What is going to happen? What's going to keep him on the Impact roster? Because if he leaves this, he's got to leave, right? Isn't that how it works for Grado?
No, it was like I thought it was for control of his visa, I believe.
That's what it is. Yeah, his visa, which basically allows him to work in the U.S. Okay.
But it was like my thought is that there very well could be someone who isn't been seen on TV that helps Grado as like a new addition to the roster, considering there seems to be a little bit of turnover with some of the passport issues and some other things about kind of some contracts ending and then maybe some new ones beginning. I'm possibly thinking we're going to get another new beginning here for someone that's going to help Grado tackle Abyss.
Okay, yeah, because there have been a couple guys who have been kind of missing for a while there, especially Bram, who ironically is from the UK. I'm not sure exactly what he's up to these days. So it'll be interesting to see.
I'll throw this out there. It was a rumor. We need someone that is going to be able to like be a giant force to take down Abyss. I'm going to predict Cage is going to show up.
Oh,
okay. I don't know what the connection would be, but I'm just trying to think of some people that we've heard rumored to be joining the forces. And if you're going to talk about someone that is got the size to take down Abyss, I believe it could be the Machine Cage.
Okay, yeah, that'd be interesting to see how that unfolds there. So moving on here to our next match, we have in the 6 Sides of Steel match, a tag team match. We have Moose and Stephan Bonnar versus Lashley and King Mo. So we got a crossover here kind of between MMA and professional wrestling. Dale, who comes out on top in this one?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like it's got to be Lashley and King Mo. There's just been too much put on bringing in American Top Team for them to not win this match. But you've got Stephan Bonnar and Moose is like, and it looks like Moose is going to be the more long-term guy for the company, as this may very well be the exit for Lashley. So if this is truly the end, then obviously King Mo and Lashley go down.
I'm going with Moose and Stephan Bonnar, you know, because they've kind of been stacking the deck against those guys, so to speak. And Moose finally nutted up. You know, he kind of went down there and tore America's Top Team gym apart there, you know, alongside Stephan Bonnar. Plus, I'm just wondering when Lashley is officially going to leave Impact and start focusing on his MMA career 100%. So I'm just thinking, since Moose has broken away from Michael Bennett, who's no longer on the roster now with WWE SmackDown Live, where he kind of was like his big, you know, bumbling, you know, like bodyguard type role. Now he's kind of finally coming to his own as a strong, you know, presence within the Impact roster. So I'm going to go with Moose and Stephan Bonnar in this one. I have them coming out on top. So now this one here, if you blink for 1 second, you're going to miss quite a bit of action. We have the Impact X Division Championship. We have 6 competitors in this one. Trevor Lee, Dezmond Xavier, who hopefully will be a guest on the No Gimmicks podcast coming up here in 2018. Matt Sydal, Petey Williams, Sonjay Dutt, and Garza Jr. Dale, out of those 6 who you have winning this one?
This, to me, is probably going to be match of the night. X Division absolutely always delivers for Impact Wrestling. I definitely believe they're going to do it again. My heart kind of wants to pick Petey Williams just because I would like to see him kind of come full circle. He's all the way back in again. It would be nice to have him have the belt again. But my head also thinks that we're probably not going to have a title change at all.
Really? So you think Trevor Lee's going to retain?
Well, although it's like Garza Jr. could be another one, because I know that they had him elevated to a stature of putting him in a #1 contenders match with Johnny Impact, so they could very well put a title on him, since it does seem like they have some interest in him.
I think the one who stands out the most to me to this match, and I think could help them rebuild that division and bring it to prominence, is my man Dezmond Xavier. I got to go with him on this one here. I just have seen so many amazing things out of this guy. Like I said, you really could go about 4 different ways in this match. There's about 4 people I legitimately could see coming on top, but he's the horse that I got in this race here. So let's see how this one turns out. So moving on here, we've got OVE, Ohio versus Everything, taking on LAX. So this one is for the Impact tag team championship in a 51-50 street fight. Does OVE have a chance of coming out on top in what's going to be a chaotic affair here, Dale?
Oh, man. It was like coming into Bound for Glory, we kind of anticipated what the after of this match was going to be. Now that we know our buddies the Reno Scum are no longer in Impact Wrestling, I don't know what the after is. So this one is so tough to predict because I'm like, I've lost track of where we are with tag teams in Impact Wrestling. I feel like we have just two.
Mm-hmm.
We had some others, but they seem like they've all vanished now. So I'm like, I have no idea where we go after this. I do think it's like I want to say that OVE retains here, and they go forward. But it is 51-50. It was like it's the match that's supposed to be for LAX, so you think that they would have the advantage in this one.
Yeah, because I just wonder. My biggest question is, if LAX does wind up getting the short end of the stick in this one, is there any way that they wind up staying together as a team? Because there has been some dissension off and on with them as well. We saw how Conan reacted when they lost the tag team titles. You almost kind of thought that was it right then and there, but they were able to bring it back together. I don't know. I almost want to say I think LAX has to win this match for that very reason alone, because I think they cannot afford another loss. I think OVE could take a loss in this one. And as you said, where the hell are all the tag teams in Impact Wrestling? This is a transition period, so who knows? We might possibly see some tag teams come over. Moving on here, we've got Sienna taking on Allie and Gail Kim in a triple threat for the Impact Knockouts Championship. So as we know, this is kind of like, the retirement tour for Gail Kim here. Dale, what's your thoughts on this one?
Well, originally was supposed to be a fatal four-way. Again, Taryn Terrell is out because of some inability to travel to Canada, and basically it kind of led to the termination of the contract completely. So this one's kind of interesting. If I feel like if it's going to be Taya beating Rosemary and going down the line, I feel like this is possible either Gail Kim or Allie's going to win here, just because you can't have it beat Sienna. It's like you can't have the two heel women battle each other. So I feel like it's got to be Gail Kim, and this would make sense. Is like give it to Gail Kim, and then have the kind of the passing of the torch to Taya, who appears to be the new star.
Yeah, that makes the most amount of sense to me, because I think they're finally, letting Allie kind of build some momentum here and actually kind of break off on her own, away from Bratson Sutter, and she's actually showing that she could stand up to some of the more fierce competitors in the knockouts division. But I'm going to go with Gail Kim. I'm going to go with Gail Kim for this one here. I think she's got this. So moving on, we've got in the main event of Bound for Glory 2017, Eli Drake, dummy, yeah, taking on Johnny Impact for the Impact Championship. Dale, who comes out in the main event for Bound for Glory 2017?
Oh, well, there's going to be a kicker to this one. It's like we do have the return of Alberto El Patron. Let me fix that to Impact. And I think he's going to, I don't know. Most people think he might get involved in this, but it's kind of a toss-up on what direction he's going. It's like he came in as a face. It's like I believe he's coming back as a heel, but I don't know if it's going to be to cost Johnny Impact from winning to set up a feud going in that direction, because then there's multiple directions. Oh, this one's so tough, because I believe that could happen. It's like you could have the El Patron return, cost Johnny Impact the championship. Eli Drake goes into another feud with either James Storm, Eddie Edwards, whatever. We have that direction, or Johnny Impact wins. Alberto El Patron attacks him after the match too, and then Eli Drake goes. So, this one's tough. I just feel like we're kind of leading towards the title change, but I also think that Eli Drake could use the win to keep going. I'm going to go with Eli Drake.
I'm digging Eli Drake's title run. I truly am. He's a strong heel. He's got the henchman there and Chris Adonis. I love this guy's promos. He's just so swarmy and just so condescending to the crowd and whatnot. He's kind of moved on from the whole dummy thing, even though I kind of did that before we got into this one, it's now more, and that's just a fact of life. That's what he's running with. I love the name for the finisher, the Gravy Train, and I think that's what he's going to utilize to put Johnny Impact on the mat and get that 3 count and retain the Impact Championship. So that's my thoughts on that one. So one thing is for sure, we can sit up here and discuss Impact Bound for Glory 2017 all night long, but unfortunately, we came to the end of this episode of No Gimmicks Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. So we are No Gimmicks, No Image, all wrestling all the time. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share our videos.